This is Kim and Kim, and welcome to Ask Mom's podcast. Okay. Hi, everyone. Please note, this is our third attempt. Okay. Please note, we are not professionals, but we can certainly share our experience and remind you that you're awesome. If you do feel the need for professional support, please reach out to a qualified medical expert. We talk about all things motherhood, the good, the tough, and everything in between. And in this episode, this is going to be a fun one. Mm-hmm. Kim and I are remembering the flower power era and thoughts around whether it would help us today, that energy.
Exactly.
Right?
So, yeah.
So should we bring back flower power, Kim?
Well,
we have those symbols. The peace sign, the wildflowers.
Well, flower power era had a lot of positivity.
It did. Yeah. And that's what we're about, right?
Exactly.
Positivity.
So let's see how we can take that positivity from the flower power era, that's hard to say, and use it with our children, with ourselves, to influence how we act towards everyone.
That common feeling.
Exactly, yeah.
That common feeling. That unity.
Yes.
Okay.
So really, what is flower power, though? Back then, flower power was a slogan that was used to represent a nonviolent anti-war ideology in the 60s and in the 70s. Flowers were the symbol of life, love, and of peace. That's why people used those. And they'd wear them, they'd have necklaces, jewelry, they'd stick them all over the place, they'd draw them all over the place. And that was just kind of a nice way that they were spreading their ideals through flowers.
So I just thought of something.
What?
Did you know that the peace sign is a reflection of anti-nuclear war or whatever?
I did not.
So, yeah, out there, Google it. The peace sign means something. There's an N and a D in some kind of script, and it means anti-nuclear or whatever.
Wow, look at you go.
I know, look at me. Yeah. And I remembered it.
Well done.
I didn't even write that down. I remembered it.
Well, there was actually a photograph that was pretty famous called Flower Power, and it was nominated for the 1967 Pulitzer Prize. And this picture was of a person putting a flower into the barrel of an M14 rifle. So it was a pretty powerful...
I heard of that.
Yeah.
That was all part of their love-ins, their sit-ins, their demonstrations.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. So one of the reasons that I really wanted to do this is I had a hard time expressing this before when we were talking, but let me try. So if you see a peace sign or if you see the flowers, like the flower power flowers, even if you don't know the person, like back in the 70s, early 70s, somebody will walk by with a necklace that had a peace sign on it. Didn't matter what age they were, didn't matter what color they were, what language they spoke, nothing. It was a common energy. And I really liked that about that era, right? It was positive, like make love, not war. I mean, it sounds a little corny, but if you think about that sense, that unity, that really drove me. And I thought, this would be something to communicate, that we could communicate that positivity, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I wanted to do that. And,
Flower power is colorblind.
Flower power, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make love, not war.
That's right. And the music, holy cow, the music of that era, songs such as San Francisco, Be Sure to Wear Flowers in Your Hair by folk musicians, the Mamas and the Papas. These were all associated with flower power. And my gosh, what a great time for music. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, Beatles.
Creedence Clearwater.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Beatles. So anyone out there that can remember, I had it in my head yesterday, I can't remember. There's a song that Paul McCartney wrote, and it was basically used as the anthem for this era. I wish I could think of it.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if any of you out there can remember that, if you could just send us an email or comment, that would be awesome. But so also those songs reminded me. So as I said, I was young. Born in 58. So, I was just maybe 11, 12 when this was at its peak. And I remember my uncles letting their hair grow long. I could smell a little pot once in a while.
What?
Oh, can you see that, Kim?
Oh.
Yeah. Matthew's showing us.
All you need is love.
All you need is love. Thank you, Matthew.
Well done, Matthew.
Wow, look at you.
Matthew's the brains behind this production.
So we mentioned Matthew before, right?
Yes.
So Matthew is our producer.
Mm-hmm.
Can we say that?
Extraordinaire.
No, thumbs up. Extraordinary. Yeah. Extraordinary.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so when you hear us talk about Matthew, that's who he is. Great guy. Don't tell him I told you that. But hippies were often looked upon as like lazy and, but really there was a lot of really super intelligent people that just could not tolerate violence anymore. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I guess when people would see them with their long hair, they just thought, they were too lazy to get their hair cut. And, so.
That's exactly right. Right?
Oh, like that other song where the guy put his hair up under his hat.
Oh, yeah. Signs everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
So,
No.
So, yeah.
Don't remember who sang it, but.
Nope.
I probably know every single word.
Yes,
to
exactly.
all the songs from that era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just,
It's true.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
So don't make a face at me. So flower power movement, the adults had a hard time with it, but even they started to shift. There started to be more tolerance in the workplace. We talked a bit about that when I started working. It was like a man's world, and that started to shift. There were more support. We had more opportunities. Remember the fight for equal pay.
Oh, I do.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was all built on positive energy, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Positive,
Yeah.
let's do better for people of that era, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't that be nice if whenever we see something negative in the news or, people are judgy, let's try to hone in on that energy.
Be more understanding and empathetic.
Peace.
Ooh, part of being a good person from our previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Peace, exactly.
Peace.
Yeah. No,
So
like
I don't
that.
even know whose turn it is to speak because I just kept rumbling on.
No, that's good.
So So anyway, the hippies, they were categorized as lazy sometimes. They were just tired of negativity, and it just took a while for adults to realize, these kids were smart. I mean, they ended up with awesome jobs. They created these movements, these sit-ins, like that. There's a lot of planning, a lot of skills, that they had to use to get even this movement out.
Mm-hmm.
And to have these signs, as I said, people can see a peace sign and they know what it related to. Hey, maybe we should start something like that.
That's pretty powerful.
What would a sign be for us?
We need a kindness sign.
Yeah. Let's work on that.
Okay.
Anybody have any ideas? Send them in.
Yes, please do.
So did the flower power era make a difference?
You betcha. So we can introduce our kids and ourselves to timeless values that promote peace, creativity, environmental awareness, stewardship, kindness. There was a huge cultural shift where artistic and self-expression and creativity was celebrated and encouraged too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really a beginning.
And you know what? I lived that.
Oh,
I
that's so
did.
cool.
Like I said, I had aunts and uncles that were hippies. And being little, everything was so traditional, what you wore to school. Like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my aunt and a few of my uncles, they just opened all that up. And even my grandfather was very open-minded and encouraged people, to be themselves, et cetera. So it was kind of cool going through that. Yeah.
You were probably the cool kid who got to wear the really groovy clothes to school.
We did wear cool things to school, but I think I was at the age when I was more of an observer, right? When I got to be like 13, 14, yeah, it was still kind of there, but the initial movement, it was, a few years older than me, but I was watching it. I was aware of it for sure.
And you felt the
That big shift, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
cool.
What a time to be in, and what a really cool thing to be able to experience and feel that shift. That's pretty wild.
Kind of miss those days.
Aw. Well, we can start another one.
Okay.
But yeah, so the whole creativity and culture shift for being more artistic and celebrating this. We can also encourage our kids to do this too. And at the same time, and ourselves, it will only build confidence and a sense of individuality and self-identity, right? If you're allowed to explore and experience what you really want to do.
And we already have the right to do it.
That's
it's not
right.
Like we're fighting for that right
That's
to be
right.
creative.
That's right.
So, we just need to channel it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So that's a really positive thing. Another thing that was a positive influence was being mindful and being in the present. So this is something that we hear a lot of is mindfulness, and this helps with anxiety and stress and meditation, helping just be in the moment, being aware of where you are, taking these deep breaths, just being present, right?
Yeah. And, it might be hard to get your head around that. I know I found it hard to do that, but the breathing.
Yeah.
So I started with breathing.
Yeah.
First of all, because I don't know if I have ADHD or what I have, but my mind is always going in 10 different directions at the same time.
Yeah.
And even in the podcast, as we're talking, I'm thinking of things, right?
And you've probably got songs going on in one corner of your mind.
All you need is
Yeah.
But so
Crocheting a sweater under the table as we're talking.
I know I'm trying to keep my hands from thumping on the table. But anyway, I started with breathing because it was kind of easy. Got to breathe. But then back then, I remember my aunt was into meditation, and I thought it was very bizarre, to be honest. But she pulled me in one time. I had a lot of anxiety when I was younger, and she kind of helped me.
See?
She was also the one that was in the choir with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That's a cool aunt.
Wow,
That's a groovy aunt.
Yeah, she is kind of cool. But I agree with you, Kim. The mindfulness, like stay in the moment, so important. And that was introduced. Nobody thought of this kind of stuff back then, right? Before this movement. It was you go to work,
Oh, yeah.
put food on the table,
Yeah.
get the kids out the door, whatever.
Yeah, read the paper and watch the news,
Yeah,
and that's it.
I know. Yeah. So we can take advantage of that.
The self-awareness, self-care. Yeah. And these are also really good skills that we can give to our kids and to ourselves, anybody that can just keep helping, and the kids can take them throughout their whole lives and use them. Who doesn't need that, right?
Yeah.
Be able to manage stress a bit better. So that's definitely something really important.
Yeah. So the mindfulness thing, I'm thinking of when we used to sit and meditate. So she used to say things like, think of somewhere you want to be. Feel the sun on your face.
Oh.
Like that's so hippie, right?
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
So if you need a moment, sit quietly.
Yeah.
I can't sit crisscross applesauce anymore. But sit quietly. For me, it's in a chair or something. But and picture that.
Yeah. But you can meditate when you're walking too. Just do the mindfulness and being aware of where you are, paying attention to the trees, what's going on around outside you, the buildings, other people, different scents, different colors. Different sounds.
Just staying in the moment.
Yeah, focusing on that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Staying in the moment. So you obviously don't bump into trees, too.
Well, yes, you keep your eyes open. Yeah.
Know where you are.
Yeah. But also staring at a candle is also another type of meditation, too. Like if you don't feel that you can clear your mind, which is really difficult. But just
see? So this hippie era, brought all this stuff up,
Yeah.
all this positive energy, right?
So let's
And
spread
they
this.
encouraged us to eat better too,
Totally.
right?
Yes, healthy eating was huge. Before then, you couldn't find wheat germ, granola, yogurt, those kinds of foods in any of the stores. That just wasn't a thing. But as soon as flower power became a thing, movement, then they brought these in. Also, vegetarianism. That was something that people started doing and embracing, and just eating healthier. So that was a super positive thing.
Well, people started looking into earthly things.
Yes,
right?
that's
It's
right.
all about the earth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So
So
that,
another positive thing, parents, moms, everybody out there, we want our kids to eat healthier, and that's something else that they brought too.
yeah.
Also, social empowerment. So they also taught really good values that we discussed in our last one about compassion and a peaceful approach to being advocates for social change and environmental change, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that there's a lot of kids and people who are going about this in a really positive and peaceful way too. So maybe that's another
Encourage
thing.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Encourage it.
Doesn't matter what language you speak,
Nope.
where you're originally from.
Yeah.
If you're a good person,
Yeah.
you're a good person.
Yeah.
So get
Yeah.
over the other stuff.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Also, I know we already said this about the cultural shift, but it also brought some pretty interesting and exciting art, like the psychedelic art,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the music, and like we said, and the fashions.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
I think the potheads really appreciated the psychedelic art.
Oh, remember, the peace symbols that,
We know what a pothead is, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Does
okay.
everybody, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Even people half our age know what a pothead is. Okay, good.
Well, and yes, and even T-shirts that had the marijuana leaf on them too. That was really popular too.
I was not allowed to wear them.
No,
No.
well, nothing wrong
I
with
could
that.
wear the flowers. I could wear the peace sign. I
Yeah.
was not anything to do with drugs. I was not allowed
Yeah,
to wear 'em. And that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
Do you,
Boundaries.
yeah, that's right. You do you. And
Well, my parents
well,
did me.
your parents, yeah. So along with the flower being the symbol of peace and love, as Kim said, the peace sign was a peaceful symbol of the counterculture movement. That's a hard word to say. But so that's,
Yeah. And the counterculture
movement.
is kind of what we talked about that I was living, right?
Yeah.
So you're used to everything being a certain way.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it seems like your whole world flips upside down.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
Colors are brighter.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are speaking out,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can just imagine some of the conversations that must have taken place. Imagine grandparents just kind of watching their,
I know,
like
what is going
yeah,
on?
yeah,
You know.
these platform shoes and hot pants and
Yeah. But I think the parents that really looked into things could help their teenagers, because the teenagers also, like, if you have to remember that some of the hippies did take advantage of the times and, the freedom of sex and the freedom of drugs and all that kind of stuff. So they went a little overboard, past really what the initiative was all about. So if parents looked into it and they could kind of hone in on that and just say, this is all about a peace movement. This isn't about you guys getting high every day.
yeah,
right?
that's right, yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, also the media attention that flower power was exposing us all to. It was national, international attention through the media, which was wonderful because that helped popularize the movement.
Yeah.
And
how cool is that they got
Yeah.
that much exposure?
through a peaceful,
I know. Peace.
endeavor. Like, that's amazing.
Come on, folks. Let's do it
Yeah.
again.
And through flower power gaining the media attention, that helped push other movements forward, like the civil rights movement and the women's rights movement. So in a really peaceful way, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty cool there.
And, it's not even that men were not into, equality.
Yeah,
They
right.
just never thought about it.
Yeah, it's
It
just the way it always was.
The way it always was.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of support for that as well on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
And just to see
it's
that-
not a woman against a man thing. It
No.
was just culture.
That's right.
just how it was.
Bringing up points and being able to address these points in a peaceful, positive manner.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
still
powerful.
practice flower power today.
That's good.
My ride-on mower. You've seen it?
Yes.
So I went out and bought decals, and I put them all over my mower. So
Yeah.
I'm the joke in the neighborhood.
No, she's the
Flower
flower power
power.
positive,
Yeah.
and you go cut other
I
people's
still
grass
think we need
too.
we need to come up with our own.
Symbol of
Symbol.
a peaceful kindness.
Let's work on that,
movement.
everybody.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Seriously,
Yeah.
come up with something.
Can you imagine you? I don't know. You have some kind of symbol.
Yeah.
It could be a flower. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. And as you walk by somebody, you go, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome."
Maybe like a techie flower. Matthew's got really good suggestions too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yes.
So peace and love. Come on, peace and love can make a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Still can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep that momentum going.
Exactly.
And even through turbulent and unsure times,
Yep.
like we feel sometimes, even today.
Every day.
So, action item. Let's share our inner flower power. And whatever that means to you,
Yeah.
as long as it's positive and it allows people to be themselves and feel good about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
there's really no big formula, right? You just be yourself and be positive.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
And we'll come up with our own little emblem or
Yeah.
symbol.
With your help.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your
Yeah.
help. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. There's got to be some really cool ideas out there
Yeah.
just waiting to become a thing. So thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
And thank you for all of you tuning in again. We hope you feel heard, supported, and empowered. We know you do your best. So please send in your questions for Ask Moms at askmomstoday@gmail.com. So askmomstoday@gmail.com.
And remember, you're not alone.
Yep.
So until next time, take care of yourself, please.
You've got this.
this.